My name is Jenna Gullo, and I'm the Executive Director of the Missouri Slope Areawide United Way. United Way is a community problem solver. We create lasting change by connecting specific needs with the resources needed to address them. We bring together people and resources to identify and quantify what the real issues are. So we focus heavily on data, but we also work closely with our nonprofit network and our donors so that we're addressing issues in the most efficient and effective way. We feel it is essential for our partners to work together, and it takes a community to be able to really solve and end hunger and homelessness. And so we strive to bring people together. We're in a unique position where we work closely with business leaders, government leaders, have a good pulse on what the needs are in the community. We connect them with the nonprofits and faith community to achieve lasting change. Well, what we're seeing in the Bismarck-Mandan area is alarming. We are seeing that 1 in 12 people are living in extreme poverty. That means if you're an individual, you have an income of around $11,500. A family of 4 is just around $23,000. You can't make it in this town. Rents are going up. It's getting more and more difficult to afford or find spots for childcare. Transportation has been a big need. And so we're collaborating with our partners so that we work smarter together. It's not necessarily all about dollars. It's about how can we connect in a smarter way, because the old way of doing business just isn't cutting it anymore. In 2013, we provided 41,366 nights of shelter. We connected people with food assistance, over 16,600 and some people, so that they could get the food they need. We started the backpack program because kids were going hungry over the weekend, and provided over 16,000 meals to kids every other weekend in combination with another local nonprofit in the community to make sure kids aren't going hungry over the weekend. We know that North Dakota ranks 41st out of 50 states in providing summer food services to high poverty kids. So what can we be doing differently? How can we think out of the box to reach more children? And so we've also provided over 97,000 meals to seniors in the Bismarck-Mandan area this last year. So our reach is wide, but what we're trying to do is be even more proactive by targeting our dollars to prevent issues from happening in the first place. So this last year, we partnered with Neighbors Network. We're hiring on 4 case managers. These case managers are going to be going into the homes of at-risk children who are referred by the social workers in these high poverty schools. We learned that 40% of these kids at the high poverty schools weren't reading at proficiency level. That means they're 4 times more likely to drop out of school when they're older. So we want to prevent that from happening. We want to try to stabilize these families. We've set aside dollars for mental health counseling and also for financial counseling, depending on what that family needs. We want to stabilize them, get them out of crisis mode. We have set aside rental assistance, utility assistance, or miscellaneous one-time assistance for these families to keep them in their homes so we prevent them from becoming homeless to begin with. We've learned that Bismarck Public Schools homeless numbers are down, and Mandan has remained flat over this last school year. That's great news. That means we're all, as a community, interconnected, getting ahead of the problem, and I think we can do it. I think when everyone comes together, we can truly create a hunger-free North Dakota. I think we can create a homeless-free North Dakota, or at least ensure that we have the capacity at each of our shelters to help the people in need, and United Way dollars to also focus on the case management aspect, because that's what's going to get people back on their feet again. Strong case management, the support, even seeing that families, despite their income level, have a lack of connectiveness in our community. how can we better connect with them? I see a lot of churches that support United Way are really wrapping their arms around community members, bringing them into their church community and welcoming them. And sometimes it's as simple as smiling at someone at a cash register or noticing if a coworker is having a bad day. We need to start connecting people in a more intentional way so that we can address some of these larger issues in our community. We fund 31 agencies, plus we run the backpack program every other weekend, and we also run the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. We know that high poverty families are 20% less likely to read to their children at home. So through the Imagination Library, kids are able to receive books to their homes or to the shelters, wherever they may be residing, every single month. And that really promotes families, parents to read to their children, quality parent time, and kids to develop a love for learning. Again, we're trying to get on the front end of many of the issues our children, our at-risk children, are facing. Since this last year, we delivered over 35,000 books to children in the Bismarck-Mandan area. We're starting to reach out to the rural communities and asking for people to sponsor the children in their area. And we, every month, deliver between 3,000 to 4,000 books. So we want to start targeting these high poverty neighborhoods, get kids on the right track. We realize that our community is growing at a rapid pace. So the nonprofit sector is at their limit as far as, what they can handle right now. So United Way is working towards trying to build the capacity of our nonprofit sector so that we're able to get ahead of the curve and be more proactive. I think that's a big barrier right now, is that we're all stretched, and we're all, in any business you go into, everyone's overloaded right now. So working smarter together. I also think, of course, affordable housing, which has seemed to leveled out a little bit recently. Childcare and transportation seem to be the biggest issues. But I also think we could do more in building the skills of the underemployed. A big barrier in our local community is the ability to quantify the issue. Without consistent and accurate data, it's hard to solve the problem or target resources in the most efficient and effective way. And so we, as a network, are working closely with the North Dakota Homeless Coalition in developing a more streamlined approach to collecting that data so that we know, what the issue is and how do we best solve it together as a community. If you want to get more involved, log on to United Way's website at volunteerbisman.com. We just launched an effort where agencies and church groups can list what their volunteer needs are and also their in-kind needs. So if you want to help today, log on. If you want to get in touch with United Way, our website is msaunitedway.org, or you can reach us on the phone by calling 255-3601.